If you feel like you're getting lasered around corners, you are peeking wrong. But not to worry, I'm here to show you guys how to peek properly so you don't get lasered in your next engagement. Let's get started. Now we're going to be doing this in Canals because there's a couple of angles that I want to go over that Canals has that could be applied to pretty much any scenario on any map that has these angles. Alright, now I'm sure you're all familiar with the different styles of peeking that I've mentioned on this channel before. You got fast peeking, you got jiggle peeking, and you got slow peeking. But the idea behind peeking around a corner isn't just to fast peek or to slow peek or to jiggle peek. It is to engage, disengage, and re-engage the enemy player around that corner to be able to give yourself an advantage in that gunfight. Because sometimes when you jiggle a corner, you'll notice there's sometimes a player sitting here instead of right here at this angle. So when you peek this corner and you know the player's there, you could readjust your crosshair to be able to better deal with the situation. However, this has only been done around 90-degree corners like this one. But what about angled corners like this one? Now some of you will just run straight out looking at the corner, but this is not what you want to do, because the easiest target to hit is a target moving forward or moving backward, whichever you prefer. So any route that moves towards the enemy player is going to be an easy shot for them, and you do not want to be an easy shot. So instead of peeking along the wall like this, you want to be peeking perpendicular to the angle you were trying to peek. That way you look a lot faster than what you did before. And the principle is still the same. You peek, you engage, you disengage, realign, and then re-engage. And also one thing you need to look out for is peeker's advantage, in quotation marks, because there's been a lot of cases where you try and disengage, but you still end up getting hit from behind the wall. You don't want to go overextending yourself and then dying behind a wall and blaming the game for it. So on top of that, you don't want to be predictable with your peeking movements, because if the enemy player knows all you're going to do is jiggle peek, then they're just going to hold down the fire button the entire time you're trying to jiggle peek around that corner, and if you're not paying attention, you could die. That's why you need to disengage and assess the situation, then you re-engage. And also the whole idea behind jiggle peeking to bait out the enemy's position, while that does work sometimes, they won't fall for it right away. So that's why you need to pay attention to your radar, which I don't have up on this map for some reason. Oh well. So if you see a red blip on it and you know the general direction where you need to peek, you can peek it. So make sure when you see an angled corner like this, you don't immediately run straight out from it. You want to position yourself behind it and then peek perpendicular to the angles that you're going to be exposed to. And this isn't the only map with angled corners like this. I mean, you've got Raid that has that one by CT, and you got Soar with that middle area. And another thing that you need to watch out for is peeking from a distance, because sometimes peeking as far away from the corner as you can expose you to different angles. So instead of peeking all the way out here to peek into this angle, you want to step forward a little bit so you're not entirely exposed to another angle. So like in this area, for example, you want to peek in front of this tree when you're peeking out into here. Because if you peek behind the tree, you're going to get smacked in the back of the head by anyone pushing from T-bridge or from A mid. So when peeking an angle, you want to be as far away from it as you can without being exposed from different angles. That way you're able to peek the corner without getting exposed to a crossfire. And if you have to, you can move up a little bit, just in case you know you're blocked on one side and you can't peek out any further. You can move up a little bit and then peek into your angles. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a video about all the common angles on the different maps, because I will make them. All right, but anyways, that is how you properly peek around corners, and that is how you're going to win more engagements. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.